Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back for another brand new video. Today's video, as you can hear, I am still losing my voice, so we're going to try and scratch our way through this bad boy because it was an entertaining game that just added to the vocal cord strain. Rhymed. But before we actually jump into the video, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel as we make our way to 22k. Let's keep that momentum up and let's just get into today's fan recap. 3, 2, 1. Hamilton 1, Rangers 4. That was the final score. Now, after 82 minutes, it didn't look like that was going to be the score because it was a familiar story in Rangers in the league away from home. Once again, the plastic pitch was obviously playing a part in the game. I said in yesterday's fan prediction that it would play a part in the game. That is why I predicted that only a 2-0 professional performance. And even though the scoreline shouts out a 4-1 victory, I wouldn't say it was as rampant as maybe the scoreline suggested. If you missed the game itself, it wasn't one of these games that you're going to be kicking yourself for missing because it was a frustrating game. And anyone that actually watched the game will know that because for 82 minutes of this game, I was just sitting like... But unlike our negative performances that we've had away from home this season, we actually took the lead and it was a bit of moments of brilliance. Alfredo Morelos, who we will speak about more as the video goes on because he was just involved in each and every single thing that we done well today, Morelos was involved. He gets the ball up, he holds a beautiful long through ball through to Ryan Kent, who just races through it, showing his tremendous pace, and with a left-footed chip over the goalkeeper, it put us 1-0 ahead. It was a pure brilliance of a goal, from the assist to the cheeky dink finish from Kenticles. We all loved it. We were all giving it one of these because it didn't look like that was going to be happening, because actually Hamilton in the first half, if you think about it, before we scored, they had the chances. They had a couple of looping headers just over the bar. They had one clear header that they actually missed. It looked like it was going to be Hamilton's day. Now, after we actually took the lead, but by then, to the 80th minute, very little actually happened in the game. It was a snooze fest, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm actually going to jump from the 41st minute when we scored our first goal to the 80th, because that is when Hamilton actually responded with a wonderful finish. He actually done a goal very similar against Motherwell, where he just opened his body up, very little space, very little like back pull from his shot, and he just banged it top bin. You couldn't even argue it. It was a top quality strike from Boyd, and then from there the game just went absolutely nuts, and I genuinely mean nuts. From the nerves of being in the lead for the 79th minutes to the low of being equalised and getting 1-1 and starting to think this is going to be it, this is what we get for sitting off and playing it safe, that is what we get to 2 minutes later where we get a penalty, where Captain Tav, my captain, our captain, steps up and just buries it. Once again, the penalty king steps up. That's a 10 out of 10 for Tavernier, by the way, for his Rangers career, minus the penalty shootout. Yes, I saw your comments in the last video. It doesn't count. Now, I didn't know that either, but Wikipedia told me, so I trust him. How we actually got the penalty, though, was a bit controversial, apparently. For me, it was a blatant handball. Once again, it was a nice ball out-whipped. We whip it into the box. It's going towards Alfredo Morelos. Morelos is making the run in, so the defender knows if he doesn't get anything on it, Alfredo Morelos is going to tap the ball home. So he like elephants it. Like, remember that when you used to kid on you were an elephant? Like, he done that, and he like just handballs it, clear handball. I don't care what this whole thing is. It's like, oh, it was a soft penalty. The guy's like elephanting in. Elephanting in? Brilliant. So I don't know how you saw that penalty, but for me it was a clear penalty. Like I said, Tavernier stepped up and buried it into the back of the net. 2 minutes from there, the craziness just continues. Once again, Alfredo Morelos in the mix. It was a bouncy ball, he sort of moves away to the side. He's actually gone away towards the sort of corner flag inside the box, and the guy just trips him in the back of his heel, and Alfredo Morelos goes down, and Hugh Dallas, his son, gives it a penalty to the Glasgow Rangers. That one I could maybe argue that was technically soft, but for me there was clear contact on it. There wasn't two of them colliding with each other. Alfredo Morelos has got the ball, he's running that way, the guy clips him from behind, so that is why it was a penalty. There's no Jordan Jones here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And as you can imagine, when Captain Tavernier steps up for a pen, Captain Tav buries it, this time going straight down the middle, making it 11 for 11. What a tremendous goal scoring penalty record that is. Once again, minus the shootout. And then, believe it or not, there was another goal in the game 4 or 5 minutes later. After so much boring and being such a snooze fest, the last 10-15 minutes of this game, including extra time, was absolutely brilliant. It was entertaining, it was wild, it was a roller coaster of emotions. Once again, Alfredo Morelos was heavily involved. He actually slipped the through ball, put Daniel Candeias through on goal. The goalkeeper makes a pretty good save there to block it, but the rebound comes back to Alfredo Morelos. Morelos takes a touch, runs wide, and once again hits it with his weak foot, his left foot, into the top bin. getting the goal that the man deserves. And I want to kind of lead on from there and talk about Alfredo Morelos because I feel like I need to. Because this performance, I saw a lot of sides of his game and something that he's obviously been working on, which is obviously his composure. That might be kind of hard to believe because he's already been sent off twice this season. But if you go and actually look at the game, if you watch the game, you'd have seen that McKinnon for Hamilton, number 18, you know, Mini Brown, look at him, he's like swaggering about like he's the big hot ticket. The guy continued to get in Alfredo Morelos' face every single time there was a breakup of play. He was getting amongst Alfredo Morelos. Wee nudges when he's walking by, having wee words in his ear, sort of going face to face with him, spitting right next to his feet. He was trying every single dirty tactic in the book to try and wind up Alfredo Morelos. But this time, Alfredo Morelos did not bite. He did not surrender to that BS. He stayed strong in his mind and he actually controlled the game. There was one time, however, when McKinnon actually had the ball and Alfredo Morelos came and tripped him up from behind. It was a clear trip. And yeah, obviously McKinnon gets up like he's the big hot ticket. Like, it's not time for you yet. Where was I? Oh yeah, hot ticket. So he gets up and gets in Alfredo Morelos, once again shoving him, getting in front of his face and once again spitting in his foot. The referee didn't saw anything in that though, booking Alfredo Morelos for that incident. But Alfredo Morelos, like I said, his maturity, and he was involved in each and every single goal. If you go back and look at it to the first goal where he assisted Ryan Kent, to the penalty, the first one where the guy elephanted, like his run forced the defender into making something, because if the defender could have just left that, he wouldn't have been involved, but he knew he had to get there, so he stretched to stop Alfredo Morelos from getting involved. The third one, he obviously won himself with a good little movement using his feet and obviously getting tripped from behind. And the fourth goal, he actually set up Daniel Candeias. He could have had another assist, but got to his own through ball through the rebound from the goalkeeper and ended up scoring. So all four goals, Alfredo Morelos was involved. What an unbelievable performance. He led the line like an absolute buffalo. I can't praise him highly enough for that performance. 10 out of 10 for Alfredo Morelos in my opinion. On. Someone else that actually stood out and put in a massive performance when it was needed, when the other players were maybe off their game and it looked pedestrian and safe, Ryan Kent took the ball every single time he got it and tried to make things happen. Once again, the spark to our team. And that finish, by the way that game was going, if he doesn't take that finish, I can see us drawing and maybe even losing that game. And I'm being deadly serious. We needed that break. Alfredo Morelos supplied it. But the finish itself with his left foot to dink it over the goalkeeper, showing that composure. Ryan Kent, once again, unfrickin' believable performance. Unplayable when he's got the ball at his feet. Our game plan needs to get him involved more. That is my only downside of this actual performance. We didn't get the ball to him enough. When he did get involved, he was absolutely brilliant. So Ryan Kent tremendously took his goal well, and he certainly deserved to be in the man of the match poll. Once again, the Rangers spark. And last but not least, on the player ratings who actually played well, James Tavernier had a fantastic performance, composed. He actually made a couple of good slide challenges, a couple of good blocks, and I've seen some people criticising his delivery, and sometimes his crosses were a bit wayward, but I thought when it mattered, like the one where we won the penalty, it was direct and it was good. And like I said, he steps up and he's just got ice in his veins. 11 out of 11 from the penalty spot in his Rangers career. There wasn't like another standout performance. I thought Halliday done his job when he was needed. I thought Rosser looked neat and tidy. It was amazing to see him play so many minutes. It was great to see him come out the 90 minutes without an injury, or the 80 odd minutes that he did play. Sorry, it was great to see him not coming off with a knock. That is only going to boost his confidence. Did he put a stamp on the performance to say he needs to be in the starting 11 ahead of Ryan Jack Koulibaly or anything like that when everyone's fully fit? No, but it was good to see we've now got another option there, and again, the minutes, he will only get better and better because you can see Jordan Rosser's quality, so that's another wee mention for him. However, there was one man who's normally Mr. Consistent. The man's been smashing performances left, right and centre. He hasn't put a foot wrong the entire season. However, in this game, I've got to sit here and tell you the truth. Katic had a very poor game, like really bad. Honestly, he played like my FIFA career mode, Katic, if any's are watching that. Just awful. Wasn't winning headers, out of position for a lot of times, missed a lot of challenges. The guys got in behind him each and every single time. I don't know if it's because the plastic pitch, I don't know if it's because he's just coming back from that injury, or it could be something that someone fired in on one of my Twitter polls when I was talking about Katic. He says, that's what happens when you rotate players that's on form. I thought that was a very tidy little tweet, and it sort of stuck in my head, and I was like, maybe that's true. Katic was such in good form, then we took him out of the team for a couple of weeks and we put him back in expecting him to be as good as he was, and that, I don't know, that just really interests me, and I want your opinion on that. What was wrong with Nikola Katic today? Was it the injury, was it the plastic pitch, or was it the fact that we just took him out when he's on form and threw him back in expecting him to be as good as he was? And to be honest with you, that is going to be the end of today's recap. And to wrap up my feelings really quickly, Was the performance as good as I hoped it was going to be, coming off what Hamilton just been pumped and everything like that? No, it wasn't, but we got 3 points, we won away from home, that is what we need to do. I'll take ugly wins away from home all season long. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you've heard my opinion. Now it is time for a sponsor break, so grab your refreshments, the throat is nearly gone. 3, 2, 1, sponsor break! Now it is time for the people's opinion, so we're about to jump over to Twitter. 871 votes in the hour that was up. To be honest with you, it's still got 14 minutes left. And I've got to say, for the first time ever on the channel, 4% votes for Ulla, 31% votes for Alfredo Morelos, but Ryan Kent and Captain Tav both for 33% of the votes. That's absolutely unfreaking believable. It's a tie. It's a tie for the man of the match, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's never been done. So I need you, people watching this video, in the comment section below, settle the tie. Who was the man of the match in the performance? Captain Tavernier or Ryan Kent? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, Colin says Tav got the 2 goals. Aye, but Kent was outstanding again and gets my man of the match. Peter Ramsey says Rangers poor performance, but it's 3 points. Need to play a lot better away from home. Nobody stood out for me, but I will give it to Tav for his crucial penalties. Fair enough. Alex Horn says the lads didn't show up in the first half, but Kent's chip was sublime. 3 points on the road. Finally, hashtag 55. Daniel says, personally, I'd say Morelos. The boy never stops working or gives up, constantly fighting for everything. Considering he's the lone striker, the boy is a star. Kyle says, what a game, very poor first half performance, some decent in the second half. David Smith says, Tav for me, cool and calm as hell for the first penalty. Morelos though, he was a constant pain in their arse, deserved his goal. Liam says, put Uller because it's a tough decision. Fair enough. Ross Nichol says, Alfredo. I can't sing the rest of it, Bev. I see what you're doing, Ross. And let's wrap up today's video with some rapid fire. Andrew Tate said Lee Hodson, brilliant. Since 1995 said Andrew Dallas. John Turner says went for Morelos, but not one Rangers player deserved it, lol. Okay. And Jimmy Cranky's Camel Toe said, well, it wasn't Big Katic, hashtag nightmare. So there we are then, you've heard the people's opinion, you've heard mine. As always, I've been TJ Novo 992. If you would like to support the channel directly, there will be a link to the Patreon in the description button below. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it. I've been TJ Novo 992. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.